Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be about 5 skincare mistakes that I have made and absolutely regret. Now, I am not a skincare expert by any means, but it is something I am very, very passionate about. I don't do a lot of skincare videos on my channel. I mostly talk about makeup, but I am very interested in skincare and I do try to keep a good skincare routine that works for me. And these are mistakes that I have made in the past. So if you guys have made some skincare mistakes along the way, please let us know, because I know that I'm definitely not the only one, but I have learned from this, and I feel like at this point I am at a pretty good place with my skin, and I do really enjoy my skincare routine, and it works for me, which is really key in all of this. I think sometimes, obviously, not everybody's skin is the same, and not every product works for the same person. So anyway, yeah, let's just get into the video. Number 1, which is probably the worst offender on this list, and I absolutely feel horrible about it, and that is not wearing sunscreen, not reapplying enough sunscreen, not wearing a hat. I mean, oh my gosh, I really, really regret this. Definitely in my early 20s and teen years, I really enjoyed to be tan, and I wanted to be tan, and I would lay out outside all the time, and I even at times did go in tanning beds, which is absolutely horrible, and I totally regret it. Now I put on sunscreen every single day, even if I am just going to the grocery store, even if it's a cloudy day. I mostly use SPF 30 for those type of days. And if I'm having a day where I am like out in the sun, swimming at a pool, something like that, I will usually wear SPF 50 or higher. And another key part of that is also a hat, because I have noticed that I tend to sweat quite a bit, especially if it's hot outside, and then the sunscreen starts melting, especially on my forehead, and I have some sunspots. Definitely pretty upset about that. I'm trying to do what I can about it, but you know, it is what it is. At this point, I just have to have learned my lesson, and I think I have sunspots on my forehead from even if I was wearing sunscreen, it tends to come off. So now I always wear a hat. Alrighty, mistake number 2 is not completely removing my makeup and getting horrible clogged pores. I have very large pores, so they tend to get clogged very easily. And there was a time where I had so many blackheads on my nose and on my chin. And yes, there was a time where I would just slap on a makeup wipe and then put moisturizer on and go to bed. And that definitely was not enough. I definitely regret it. I do try to do a much more thorough job of removing my makeup now. So I usually prefer the double cleanse method, using a cleansing oil and then a face wash after that. And I do also use a Clarisonic, and I just noticed that that works much better. And I'm really trying to completely remove my makeup every single day, because I have gotten some pretty bad clogged pores in the past. Mistake number 3 is that I have used too many products at once. Sometimes less is more with skincare. There were times where I was probably using 7 or 8 serums at night before going to bed, and it just seemed really, really excessive. And how much can all of that really do? I think at this point I found 2 to 3 things that work, and really that is it. For me, a key one is definitely using retinol. I'm actually now using Different Gel, which is an active retinoid. So I use that, and then maybe like a hyaluronic acid serum, and then a moisturizer, and really that is it. And there were times where I was layering too many harsh ingredients together. For example, I was using lactic acid with using retinoids as well. And that's really, it was too much for my skin. You can definitely work up to that if you, you know, use that for quite a while. But for me, that ended up being just quite too much. So at this point, I use honestly less skincare products than I have in the past, and I do think that my skin is better. Mistake number 4 has been not reading the ingredients on any skincare product that I purchase. I really do that now. I do not buy any skincare unless I read all of the ingredients. I definitely look for specific key ingredients that I know work for me. Like I said, I do use retinoids on a regular basis. And also I have found that for my skin, that denatured alcohol really dries out my skin. I've had a few moisturizers and face masks that had that as an ingredient, and my skin got horribly dry and peeling. So that is an ingredient that I personally completely avoid in skincare products. And everybody's skin is different. I know, you know, some people may have specific allergies to specific ingredients and things like that, or sensitivities. So I just read the ingredients every time before I purchase any skincare at all. All right, and mistake number 5 is falling for the hype from YouTube skincare routine videos, especially ones by some bigger YouTubers. You know, of course, I don't want to bash anyone, but just a few things I've noticed in some of those videos. First of all, some of those videos are sponsored There's nothing wrong with that, but again, something to keep in mind as a caveat when you're purchasing anything. Everybody's skincare is different. And then also, some people have also had procedures, facial injections, fancy facials at salons. I mean, we don't really know all of that other information. That may be why their skin looks so good. And I've just noticed that a lot of YouTubers, again, particularly larger YouTubers, talk about a lot of very, very expensive skincare products and are not necessarily educated on them. Just because something is very expensive does not mean that it is good. Actually, a lot of very, very affordable brands are things that dermatologists recommend and do have good ingredients. So I am trying to really, really not fall for the hype in some of those videos, and I try to get my information, particularly from dermatologists. There's a lot of dermatologists on YouTube and that have blogs, so that's something that I really try to look into versus an influencer skincare routine, which again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I've definitely bought some items that were kind of hyped up from those type of videos and realized that it really wasn't that great. Alrighty, that is it for this video. I definitely have learned my lesson with these things, and I really try to be careful about my skincare routine and products that I use and purchase. And I'm pretty happy with where I am at now with my skin, and please let us know what skincare mistakes that you guys have made. I know that I am not the only one. That is it for this video, and thank you so much for watching.